The studio lights of the View blazed intensely on that fateful morning, casting long shadows across the polished set where Hollywood's enduring icon, Clint Eastwood, made his entrance. Dressed in a classic dark blazer over a simple denim shirt, the 95-year-old legend strode in with the quiet confidence that had defined his six-decade career, from gritty westerns like The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly to directing masterpieces such as Unforgiven. The audience erupted in applause, unaware that beneath the surface politeness, a confrontation was brewing with co-host Joy Behar, known for her sharp wit and unyielding liberal stance. Eastwood, promoting what was rumored to be his final film project, a reflective piece on American resilience, sat down amid the chatter of Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, and the others, but Joy's eyes narrowed as she prepared her opening salvo. She wasted no time, leaning forward with a smirk, questioning his past political endorsements and controversial remarks on social issues, accusing him of embodying outdated masculinity that clashed with modern sensitivities. Clint's steely gaze met hers unflinchingly. He had faced down villains on screen and critics off it, but this daytime TV ambush was unlike anything in his playbook. As the cameras rolled, the conversation veered quickly from his filmography to his infamous 2012 Republican National Convention speech, where he talked to an empty chair representing President Obama, a moment Joy labeled as embarrassing and divisive. Eastwood defended his right to free speech, his gravelly voice steady. "I've always said what I think, Joy. In my day, we didn't tiptoe around feelings. We built things and spoke plainly." The audience murmured, sensing the tension rising like a dust storm. Deep into the interview, Joy Behar escalated the rhetoric, her questions probing Clint Eastwood's core beliefs on gender roles and social justice, framing his film legacy as complicit in reinforcing patriarchal norms that modern feminism sought to dismantle. Eastwood, drawing from his directorial experiences in films like $1 Million Baby, where he portrayed complex female leads, pushed back assertively. "I gave women stories that mattered, not handouts, strength earned through grit, not complaints." The audience shifted uncomfortably as Joy cited specific Eastwood quotes from interviews, like his dismissal of trigger warnings as unnecessary softness, arguing they invalidated trauma survivors' experiences. Clint's response was vintage him, blunt and unapologetic. "Life's tough. You adapt or get left behind. We didn't have safe spaces in the trenches of World War II, yet we prevailed." This struck a nerve, with Joy retorting that such analogies minimized contemporary battles against systemic oppression faced by women, minorities, and the LGBTQ+ community, her passion turning the discussion into a generational showdown. The other panelists interjected sporadically, Sunny Hostin nodding in agreement with Joy, while Sarah Haynes attempted balance by praising Eastwood's contributions to cinema. But the focus remained on the duo, their words flying like bullets in a high plains drifter duel. Eastwood elaborated on his philosophy, influenced by his upbringing in Depression-era California, where self-reliance was survival, contrasting it with what he saw as a coddled youth overly reliant on social media outrage. Joy challenged this as privileged speaking, her Brooklyn accent sharpening as she listed stats on inequality, demanding he acknowledge how his "pull yourself up" mantra ignored barriers for the underprivileged. Clint didn't yield, sharing anecdotes of mentoring young actors from diverse backgrounds, insisting true empowerment came from action, not endless debate. The verbal sparring reached fever pitch as Joy Behar delved into Clint Eastwood's political history, referencing his support for figures like Ronald Reagan and critiquing his views on gun rights and immigration as out of touch with urban realities. Eastwood defended his stance with anecdotes from his mayoral days in Carmel, California, where he balanced conservative fiscal policies with community needs, asserting, "Government's not the answer. Personal accountability is." Joy countered sharply, linking his rhetoric to broader societal harms, like increased division in an already polarized America. Her gestures animated as she rallied the audience with calls for empathy over stoicism. The studio buzzed with energy, some spectators clapping for Joy's points, while others whispered support for Clint's unfiltered honesty. He elaborated on his disdain for cancel culture, citing instances where artists faced backlash for past works, drawing parallels to his own career surviving scandals and criticisms. Joy dismissed this as deflection, pressing him on specific films like Gran Torino, where racial themes drew ire, accusing him of insensitivity under the guise of storytelling. Eastwood's rebuttal was measured yet firm. Art provokes, it doesn't pander. If you can't handle tough truths, stick to comedies. This elicited gasps, with Whoopi intervening to steer toward lighter topics. But Joy persisted, her voice rising in indignation over what she termed his dismissive attitude toward progress. The exchange highlighted Eastwood's libertarian leanings, emphasizing individual freedom against what he saw as overreaching wokeness stifling creativity. As tempers flared, Clint leaned forward, his voice gravelly with conviction. I've outlasted trends because I stay true. No apologies for believing in hard work and merit. Joy fired back. Merit for whom? Your views exclude too many. In a pivotal turn, Joy Behar invoked Eastwood's advanced age and suggested his resistance to cultural evolution stemmed from generational disconnect, quipping that his cowboy mentality belonged to museums rather than modern discourse. Clint's eyes flashed with rare irritation, retorting, I've adapted more than you know, directed Oscars, built empires, but I won't bend to every wind of change. The audience held its breath as Joy listed examples of his past faux pas, like offhand remarks on social media's role in activism, labeling them as boomer arrogance. Eastwood countered by praising tech-savvy youth while critiquing their short attention spans, drawing from his own forays into digital directing. This back-and-forth exposed fault lines, Joy championing vocal advocacy as vital for reform, Clint advocating quiet competence over public spectacle. The other hosts weighed in, Ana Navarro siding with Joy on inclusivity's importance, while Alyssa Farah Griffin nodded to Eastwood's trailblazing independence. Tension mounted as Joy accused him of undermining mental health awareness by calling out snowflakes, prompting Clint to share a personal story of overcoming adversity without fanfare, emphasizing resilience as key to survival. Therapy's fine, but action heals, he stated, his words landing like a director's cut. Joy pushed action for privileged white men, maybe igniting murmurs of agreement and dissent. The debate transcended personal jabs, touching on Hollywood's #MeToo reckoning, with Eastwood affirming his support for accountability while decrying witch hunts. Producers signaled desperately for a break, but the momentum carried on, the live feed capturing every nuance. Viral snippets flooded platforms, fans dissecting quotes and body language, with Eastwood supporters hailing his authenticity amid PC tyranny. The breaking point arrived abruptly when Joy Behar's relentless probing crossed into what Eastwood perceived as personal attack, questioning if his unyielding persona masked deeper insecurities about fading relevance in a diverse industry. Clint rose slowly, his voice low but commanding. I've earned my place through decades of blood, sweat, and stories that moved millions. You want to fight, but I'm done entertaining disrespect. The studio gasped as he adjusted his blazer, nodding curtly to the stunned host before striding toward the exit, the audience erupting in a mix of cheers and boos. Joy sat back, mouth agape, muttering about free speech limits, while producers cut frantically to commercial, the abrupt end fueling instant speculation. Backstage whispers confirmed the decision to kick him off came from above, prioritizing decorum over drama. Social media detonated, videos of the walkout amassing millions of views overnight. Hashtags like #ClintWalksOut dominating trends. Fans praised his dignity, conservatives decrying the view's bias, liberals applauding Joy's boldness. Clips recirculated endlessly, analysts debating if this marked Eastwood's final TV appearance, a poignant cap to his career. The incident sparked broader conversations on intergenerational dialogue, media accountability, and celebrity clashes, with Eastwood later issuing a statement via reps emphasizing respect for differing views while standing by his principles. Joy defended the exchange on subsequent episodes, framing it as necessary tough love for icons to evolve. This viral moment not only boosted ratings, but immortalized the tension between timeless grit and contemporary critique, leaving an indelible mark on pop culture.